Hey guys, what's going on? Dan here. Time for another playing card deck review. High Fidelity premium playing cards. Produced and distributed by Black Ink Playing Cards, designed by Jody Eklund. As the story goes with this particular deck, the original deck was created by playing card designer Charles Goodall in London in 1899, sitting at his desk listening to his phonograph. Is inspired by the design of the phonograph to create these absolutely gorgeous Victoria era playing cards. I'm going to take these out, but I just want to look at the tuck box a little bit more because the foiling on that, the raised lettering, is just beautiful. And the back design is duplicated on the tuck box, but my goodness, the tuck box on its own is just an absolute work of art. That foiling, the raised design, the scroll work. I mean, that looks ornamental. That looks like something that could be in a church in Rome somewhere. I mean, that's just absolutely beautiful. The blue on the back of these cards, I mean, well, it's not foiled like the tuck box. The blue in its own right is beautiful, just a gorgeous shade. I mean, I wouldn't have wanted to have seen these cards to be any other color on the back than they are right there. And also, right off the bat, I'm going to show you the 10 of diamonds. I love that font. It's clean, it's crisp. I would call it reimagined. I don't know if that's the same font that was on the original 1899 deck. It seems a little bit modern, but nonetheless, the font is nice. And I like the fact that even our spot cards are not completely standard in the fact that they do have a redesigned font, and our pips look just a little bit different as well. The thing that stands out about this deck more than anything else, in my opinion, is the court cards. And is that the same font, by the way? Look at the 10 and look at the jack. Look at the tail of the jack, the letter J, how it's curled. Is that the same font? I don't know. But look, have you ever seen court cards like this? That is absolutely beautiful. It's standard-ish, and I say standard-ish in that you could tell by the livery of the court cards what they are. You could tell by the implements they're holding. That's clearly a jack of diamonds. I mean, you could compare that to a U.S. playing card company deck, and you'd know that that's a jack of diamonds. But yet, it's been reworked to the point, not to the point where it's unrecognizable, but to the point that you could definitely say that's not standard. That's been re-imaged, and it is a stellar re-image. It's just beautiful. The crown, not the crown, but I guess the cap or whatever on the jacks is great. The faces are not quite standard. They are clearly an older style face. And the reds and the blues in there are just stunning. I've said this about several decks that I've reviewed, but again, the same thing here. This is one of those decks that I have two of them. I've got one in my personal collection just for the artwork aspect, and I liked it so much I bought another one just to have it in my collection of cards that are in my end table in my living room. Cards just for game playing, and I do like to play a lot of different card games. That font is really nice. The more I look at that font, I don't think the 10 is a really great example of the font. I think that the letter J is a nice example of that font. I think the A for ace is a nice example of that font. And here again, with our court cards, the livery is very nice. Our spot cards, I love the club. Reminiscent of a cross almost. Reminiscent of, again, something from a church in Rome. It almost has a religious connotation. I'm stretching my imagination on that, obviously, so don't take that literally, but just the way that the club is very thin in the middle there, and then it's just blop, 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 got the little blots on the end of it. Not a really fat club design per se. There's so many little details. I love this jack of clubs. I love the little gold feather in the cap there. Here's the inspiration for the deck. Here's the inspiration, the old Victrola. It's a duplicate Joker. This is exactly the same, except for the fact that I think the other one's black, this one's red. And in the corner, you know, I like when there's a little logo in the corner of the Joker. They didn't write the letter J, because the J is obviously used for the Jack. I've seen some cards have a J for the Jack and a J for the Joker. Well, I would prefer on a Joker either writing the word Joker or having a different little logo in the corner, a little star or whatever the case may be. In this case, it looks like a little leaf and the Victrola. This was Charles Goodall's inspiration for designing this deck. And I myself have not seen the original Charles Goodall deck. I don't know how faithful this reproduction is to the original. I would love to see the original deck, but quite frankly, does it matter? No, it doesn't matter, because this deck is just so remarkable. There's the other Joker. Look at the flower. The detail on the quartz is just absolutely incredible. I could go on all day talking about how great these are. But really, honestly and truly, you need to pick up a deck of these for yourself. I don't care whether you are into Magic and doing card tricks. I don't care whether you just enjoy the art aspect of it, or whether you're just a game player and you just want to shuffle up and deal. There's a place for this deck in your collection, no matter what you're into. And I skipped over it, but I want to conclude by showing you the Ace of Spades, because this is absolutely gorgeous as well. High Fidelity, black ink playing cards. Guys, you need to have this one in your collection. High Fidelity. That's been Dan with another deck review.